With self-discipline, almost anything is possible. The most important single ingredient in the formula of success is knowing how to get along with people. The boy who is going to make a great man must not make up his mind merely to overcome 1,000 obstacles, but to win in spite of 1,000 repulses and defeats. Big jobs usually go to the men who prove their ability to outgrow small ones. 9/10 of wisdom is being wise in time. Old age is like everything else. To make a success of it, you've got to start young. Courtesy is as much a mark of a gentleman as courage. I care not what others think of what I do, but I care very much about what I think of what I do. That is the character. No man is worth his salt who is not ready at all times to risk his well-being, to risk his body, to risk his life, for a great cause. This country has nothing to fear from the crooked man who fails. We put him in jail. It is the crooked man who succeeds who is a threat to this country. A stream cannot rise larger than its source. It is impossible to win the great prizes of life without running risks, and the greatest of all prizes are those connected with the home. If I must choose between peace and righteousness, I choose righteousness. Peace is normally a great good, and normally it coincides with righteousness, but it is righteousness and not peace that should bind the conscience of a nation as it should bind the conscience of an individual. Neither a nation nor an individual can surrender conscience to another's keeping. All the resources we need are in the mind. Our chief usefulness to humanity rests on our combining power with high purpose. Power undirected by high purpose spells calamity, and high purpose by itself is utterly useless if the power to put it into effect is lacking. There is only one quality worse than the hardness of the heart, and that is the softness of the head. In life, as in a football game, the principle to follow is to hit the line hard. The men and women who have the right ideals are those who have the courage to strive for the happiness which comes only with labor and effort and self-sacrifice, and those whose joy in life springs in part from the power of work and a sense of duty. We need the iron qualities that go with true manhood. We need the positive virtues of resolution, courage, indomitable will, of power to do without shrinking the rough work that must always be done. At some time in our lives, a devil dwells within us, causes heartbreaks, confusion, and troubles, then dies. We must remember not to judge any public servant by any one act, and especially should we beware of attacking the men who are merely the occasion and not the cause of the disaster. Order without liberty and liberty without order are equally destructive. Character, in the long run, is the decisive factor in the life of an individual and of nations alike. Every reform movement has a lunatic fringe. Do what you can, with what you have, where you are. Believe you can and you're halfway there. It is hard to fail, but it is worse never to have tried to succeed. The only man who never makes mistakes is the man who never does anything. When you're at the end of your rope, tie a knot and hold on. People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. It is only through labor and painful effort, by grim energy and resolute courage, that we move on to better things. People ask about the difference between a leader and a boss. The leader leads, and the boss drives. Let us rather run the risk of wearing out than rusting out. Far and away the best prize that life has to offer is the chance to work hard at work worth doing. The best executive is the one who has sense enough to pick good men to do what he wants to be done, and self-restraint to keep from meddling with them while they do it. Courage is not having the strength to go on, it is going on when you don't have the strength. I am a part of everything that I have read. Knowing what's right doesn't mean much unless you do what's right. To educate a person in the mind but not in morals is to educate a menace to society. In any moment of decision, the best thing you can do is the right thing. The worst thing you can do is nothing. Keep your eyes on the stars, and your feet on the ground. Speak softly and carry a big stick, you will go far. A vote is like a rifle, its usefulness depends upon the character of the user. Whenever you are asked if you can do a job, tell them, certainly I can. Then get busy and find out how to do it. Never throughout history has a man who lived a life of ease left a name worth remembering. When you play hard. When you work, don't play at all.